So Thrawn fans have a lot to look forward to in the near future. Aside from his name drop in season 2 of The Mandalorian, our favorite blue chiss returns with his own new canon trilogy, Thrawn Ascendancy. So the trilogy kicked off in 2020 with Chaos Rising, and in just a few days, fans are set to get the next book in the series, Greater Good. And of course, the third and final installment in the trilogy, Lesser Evil, is set to come out later this year. So before this next book in the trilogy drops, let's do a quick recap of the story so far. A lot happens in Chaos Rising, a lot, and it can be hard to remember everything, which is why we're here to give you a quick recap. This book introduces us to the rise of Thrawn through the Chiss Ascendancy, but also to a lot of lore surrounding the Ascendancy itself. So the Ascendancy is located in an area of wild space that they call the Chaos. So the Chaos is a dangerous set of twisted hyperspace lanes caused by a chain reaction from a supernova. However, the Chaos can be navigated by individuals the Chiss call Skywalkers, who are able to see paths through this dangerous region. So we learn that the Ascendancy likes to keep this third site of the Skywalkers a secret and utilize navigators from the Navigators Guild when on certain missions in order to keep it secret. We also learn that the Chiss Ascendancy is ruled by 9 different families, and you can either be born into the families or adopted into them. So the Chaos Rising consists of memory chapters and present day chapters. Now in the memory chapters, we kind of get to see Thrawn's rise in the Ascendancy as he makes a big but somewhat controversial name for himself. He's originally adopted into the Myth family based on his potential. Despite his successes, his kind of dispassionate logic and his lack of ability in politics really makes him an enemy of certain people within the Ascendancy, and as a result, he loses command of his ship, the Springhawk. So the book opens with a mysterious attack on the Chiss capital city. Now the Ascendancy reluctantly calls back Thrawn into service, and with longtime supporter Arlani, Thrawn regains control of the Springhawk to investigate the threat. So early on, we're introduced to Cherie, a young Skywalker, and her caretaker, who is also a former Skywalker named Thalius. The surrounding civilizations in the Chaos maintain kind of a tenuous relationship with the Chiss. Thrawn aids Admiral Arlani in an attack on one of the civilizations and ultimately learns that the Nicardan Destiny was behind the attack on a different civilization and on the Chiss capital city. So in order to better understand this Nicardan Destiny, Thrawn captures one of their ships. However, in an act of loyalty, they all consume nerve gas, perishing rather than facing capture. As the Springhawk is undergoing repairs, Thrawn and Cherie are assigned to Admiral Arlani's ship, the Vigilant, on what's supposed to be a mission to escort a diplomatic ambassador to Urch. However, the mission goes awry when Thrawn realizes that Urch is already under Nicardan control. So Thrawn now believes that 3 different worlds are controlled by Yiv the Benevolent, who's the main villain, the head of the Nicardan Destiny. However, Thrawn also suspects that the Vac Combine may also be part of Yiv's forces. So going undercover in the guise of an art historian, Thrawn boards a ship to go to the Vac Combine and investigate. However, his navigator from the Navigators Guild is kind of playing both sides and is planning to report Thrawn to Yiv the Benevolent. So the navigator actually sets up a meeting between Yiv and Thrawn. So Yiv proves a worthy rival to Thrawn's own intellect. It's a really fun scene where they're kind of verbally sparring with each other, and Thrawn actually leads Yiv to believe that Thalius is a family servant, which kind of puts Yiv on edge, helps him to kind of be misled a little bit about Chiss society. It's just one of the many intellectual games that they play with each other. When Thrawn's detained on Crimea, the homeworld of the Vac Combine, Admiral Arlani scrambles to plan an extraction. However, she faces some political difficulties. First, of course, is the Chiss rule against preemptive strikes. And second is that the ruling families kind of say she can only extract Thrawn if he is willingly turned over. So Thrawn himself commandeers a Vac ship in order to escape. And this occurs just as Admiral Arlani's Vigilant, it comes under attack by the Liaoan forces. So Thrawn deduces that Yiv is relying on the Liaoans to destroy the Vigilant in order to sidestep any Ascendancy retaliation on his own Nicardan forces. Now Thrawn, being the naturally curious strategist that he is, wants to learn more about the Nicardan destiny, and so he suggests to General Bakif a mission to explore the surrounding regions to learn more about the Nicardan destiny. And we actually get an intersection between Chaos Rising and Thrawn alliances in which Thrawn is working with Anakin Skywalker. We kind of see a few flashbacks to that other book. So at this point, the Nicardan destiny believes the Vac Combine will willingly join them as allies, but Thrawn isn't so sure. Based off his study of art on Crimea, he believes the Combine might actually partner with the Chiss against the Nicardan. So in an act of goodwill, Thrawn has Thalius and Chewie send back the ship that he stole from the Vac Combine. Yiv captures the two, still believing Thalius to be a Myth family hostage. Of course, this act outrages the Ascendancy, and Thrawn is ordered to secure Thalius back. So Yiv demands that Thrawn exchange himself for the captives and meet him on Crimea alone. However, as Thrawn is approaching Crimea, Admiral Arlani's forces come out and engage the Nicardan forces. So in the midst of the battle, the Nicardan forces actually fire on a Vac fighter. Once that happens, the Vac has sided with the Chiss against the Nicardan. Thrawn explains that he understood an attack on one member of the Vac Combine was an attack on the society at large. So ultimately, Thalius is the final key in Thrawn's plan, unleashing the nerve agent on her own captors in order to escape and return to the Ascendancy. So now the Nicardan threat is effectively neutralized, but we learn that a mysterious figure named Jixtus is drawing up his own plans to come against the Chiss Ascendancy. Whew. So that's just kind of the basic story of Thrawn Ascendancy Chaos Rising. As we mentioned, a lot happens in this book and there's a ton of great character development. So if you haven't read it, you might want to go check it out before you read Greater Good. But hopefully this refresher has helped you remember all of the events that occurred, how Thrawn ultimately took down the Nicardan destiny, and of course about the mysterious figure Jixtus, who we're introduced to at the end. And if you haven't gotten to pick up Chaos Rising yet, or you're interested in picking up the audiobook version of Greater Good, stick around for this. Youtini has partnered with Audible to give you your first Star Wars audiobook completely free. All you have to do is sign up at the link in the description or head on over to youtini.com/audible, sign up using that link and you'll get your first audiobook completely free. As I'm sure any Star Wars canon fan can attest, the quality of Star Wars audiobooks lately has been amazing. So if you're looking to dive into Star Wars audiobooks for the first time, Thrawn Ascendancy Greater Good is a perfect way to do that. You can head on over now and actually pre-order the book, and you'll get it right on your phone or tablet or wherever you listen to audiobooks the day it comes out. We hope you're as excited as we are for Thrawn Ascendancy Greater Good coming April 27th. Of course, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see our review of Greater Good on the day it comes out. Thanks for watching and may the Force be with you.